6:31, I call this regular meeting of the Edcouch Chilson Independent School District to order. Today is Monday, September 22nd, 2025, and we are meeting in the Administration Building Boardroom at 920 West Santa Rosa Avenue in Edcouch, Texas. As we begin, I would like to remind everyone that this meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Texas Opens meeting. Roll call.
Present.
Present.
Ashley Vasquez,
Here.
Juan Jose Ibarra,
Here.
Dr. Ricardo N. Ochoa, Sergio Tacuma,
Here.
Rolando Lozano.
Here. Let the record reflect that a quorum of board members is present. The quorum established. We'll now begin with the Pledge of Allegiance and the prayer. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Rocha. Oh, there she is.
Bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we start our meeting, Heavenly Father. We just are so grateful for the charge that is laid upon our district. And we begin the first 6 weeks and we start the second 6 weeks, Heavenly Father. We ask that you continue to give us blessings to people and students that day. And Heavenly Father, tonight we just ask for a special blessing for Dr. Sandy Ochoa and our board members that you guide them to make those important decisions for our district. Heavenly Father, we also ask for a very special blessing for all the students in our district and all our employees. We'll never cease to give you the praise and honor that we deserve. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Sandy, you wanted a moment of prayer for Gisette Gonzalez's child, Gisette?
Yes, for Chloe, we can just all keep it in our prayers. Chloe is one of our students at the Ruan Junior High and is also a member of our mariachi.
Thank you. Comments from the public? Nobody signed up? Recognitions. A, recognize Edcouch Elsa Early College High School that earned designations and distinctions for the 2025-2026 school year in Access, Attainment, and Achievement awarded by the Texas Education Agency. B, recognize Tamara Leon Sr. and Aaliyah Ramirez Jr. earning 1,000 career digs for Edcouch Elsa High School volleyball. Picture time, Cindy. Here. Right here. For outstanding performance presented to the Edcouch Elsa Early College High School Access Attainment and Achievement, Garza and the whole team.
Yes. Every time I say that we're really excited about this recognition. This is the second year in a row that our Early College High School has been designated, and we also earned distinctions in 3 areas. And so we're really excited the hard work of our students, our teachers, our administration, our supporters, staff, our counselor, and of course our team. We're very grateful for our board
say a few words?
Right here. Ready? 1, 3. All right, got it.
It takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and you have to be able to see it, not only during the season, we start off first, but the summer, and it's, year round. And these girls really committed themselves, and I'm really happy and proud of them, for accomplishing this, and especially since they have so much more season left, so they're just gonna add to the 1,000. So this is a great milestone, a great example of working to be the best that you can be. And these two girls right now, they're the foundation to our defense, and they're setting up a great precedent and also a great example of what strong defensive players are. And so when their time comes to the net, they graduate, their legacy is going to be a good one. It's going to be one of hard work, perseverance, something tangible like the 1,000, and for the girls that are coming up next, and they'll have someone to look up to, and so really, like I said, happy and proud that they accomplished this. They deserve it.
I just want to say that the volleyball is not soft, it's very, very hard, and when they're coming at you and you see a 6'1" hitter come at you and they're in the back, those balls hurt. And it hits right here, and it's just a lot of kudos to
60
them.
miles an hour.
Yeah, they're coming hard.
So,
So,
30.
congratulations, Fuller. I don't know, Sandy, you this one? I didn't notice that one earlier. Is it new?
Yeah, we saw it.
Oh, did you? I know we have some presentations, but I'd like to move up presentation of South Texas School Board Association. I know we have Board President for Edinburgh, Mr. David Torres in the house. And Mission School Trustee, Mr. Jerry Zamora. Used to this side of things, huh?
We apologize for that. Thank you for doing that. Good evening, trustees. My name is David Torres. I'm one of the editors of CISD. I'm the president right now. Here we have there's one of the mission CISD. So we have created, we have been actually, I'm the board president of the South Texas School Board Association. Vice president here. We met a week ago in Houston for some once the convention in Houston, and we established an organization. But we're here to invite you to possibly join this organization. It's very important. Let me start off by saying, good evening, trustees, superintendent, committee members. Thank you for the opportunity to present something truly important for South Texas education. Tonight, we are proud to introduce the South Texas School Board Association, an alliance built by trustees and board trustees. It's different.
We're just going to do the presentation as we were prepared. It was prepared for us.
This association was created because our regions deserve a stronger, more united voice in public education. It's an advocacy, leadership, and collaboration, all designed specifically for South Texas schools.
We didn't build South Texas School Board Association because it was convenient. We built it because it's essential. Trustees across South Texas recognize that the future of our schools depends on us working together.
So this is about more than just an organization. It's about protecting the authority of local boards, defending public schools, and ensuring our communities will be heard, not only here, but in the Capitol.
So why South Texas School Board Association exists? The reality is too often policies in Austin don't reflect the realities of South Texas, our area. Our students, our districts, and our communities can't afford to be an afterthought anymore.
With the constant push of privatization and vouchers, we need unified voices. This board was created to defend public education and elevate South Texas priorities.
What makes South Texas School Board Association different? South Texas School Board Association is different because it's rooted in our region. We're going to be from Webb County all the way to Cameron County. We're 8 school districts large right now, but we're baby. That's why we're asking all school districts to join, because together, cohesively, we can be a very, very, very powerful network and association. It's not driven by outside consultants or distant agendas. It's trustee-led, unapologetically pro-public and already operational with structure and dues in place.
This means we can get to work right away, no delays, no waiting. We're ready to act. But you see, it's by us, for us, trustees. It's not something that's coming from the outside. That's what's important. It's going to be made by us, and we're going to work it all together.
South Texas School Board Association supports trustees and districts in 5 key ways: legislative advocacy, leadership development, public messaging, innovation, exchange, and regional collaboration. That's the biggest one, regional collaboration.
In short, we're helping boards lead better, speak louder, and solve problems together.
Why join now? Founding members like your district will have a direct say in shaping the association's governance, legislative priorities, and advocacy focus.
Membership ensures your district has a seat at the table in the statewide policy discussions. And the due model makes participation accessible for all districts of all sizes.
One way to think of this is when one district speaks, it can be ignored. We're all in our castles. We all operate our regions. We're elected to do what we do for our regions. What we're missing cohesively is that, but when we do it collectively as districts speaking together, people start listening.
This board isn't a lobbying group, okay? Or it isn't a vendor network. It's a government alliance built to strengthen public schools where policy meets practice.
Call to action. Our ask tonight is simple: adopt a resolution summarizing the membership today and join us in making a difference for South Texas public schools.
We definitely encourage you to join us and let us build this movement together. And then we can get with you, I think, right here for more of the contact information if you want more information. We're a new group, and I know that we're reading here, but you know what? This is something really good. Something for all of us to work together to promote South Texas. Okay? When the representatives go up north and they're talking about their districts up north, Dallas and Houston and whatnot, right? No one's talking about us right here. That's why we need to work together to make this happen.
So the thought, in closing, we're not here to compete with anyone or any other association. We're here to complete something that's been missing: a regional engine of governance leadership built for South Texas by South Texas. Thank you for allowing us to be here this evening, and we hope you join us. But most importantly, go ahead.
Yeah, together we can safeguard the promises of public education for every child, in every school, in every community we serve.
So in a nutshell, all our legislators, they work with us. And from here to there, all of us, they hear us, our local legislators, our reps, our senators and so forth. But when people pass governance that affects school district funding, we want to educate the people of North Texas, we want to educate the people of West Texas and East Texas. So we need to be organized as an organization. So this isn't new. This isn't in Central Texas. This is in East Texas. They have one. who has bowling ability, not a person that's on the actual as a president or vice president of the academy, but a bowling ability and somebody who can show up in case that person doesn't go, as an alternate. So that's what our ask this year is. It's an investment in Edinburgh. We decided to invest. The biggest thing we're gonna have to move on our first year is we're gonna set up the budget. Our CPA, we're gonna watch funds. It's very important. It's just like everything else. We're gonna set up direction. But we're asking everybody because as we set up our legislative agendas and how we do this and approach this, we're gonna have committees. We want y'all to be involved in committees. So that's the ask to you.
And then if you all join, you can be part of this committee and make it happen, because it's from scratch. We're starting from you. We're going to start writing the bylaws. We're going to start doing everything. So right now, it's the time to do it. Let's get on it.
Thank you so much. All right, we make it. That's the good worries.
Y'all did great. Let's go down there and take a picture, sign off, till we get board member permission and Edinburgh in the house, so. Good job.
Members is present right now, tomorrow we'll have that use, so we're gonna continue to promote this propaganda.
Y'all did great.
Thank you for your time. Thank you. Hopefully you all consider this. It's great for everybody. Thank you so much. What's that on the side? We're guys, so we're guys. Let's move in right here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We have this meeting, so I'll recommend this is the best year. Thank you. Good job. Good job.
I think we are. What do you think?
Say what now?
They're asking if we're contemplating joining.
It's on the agenda.
It's on the agenda.
Yeah. We have enough votes. I think
Next item is presentation on SB 546 related to seatbelts on buses used to transport children. Fleet data update.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Ochoa, and everyone present. My name is Juan Garcia. I'm a consultant, transportation consultant with Region 1, and I'm here to present some data on Senate Bill 546. As Board President stated, this is a bill that is directly related to 3-point safety belts on school buses. Okay, the requirements of Senate Bill 546 state that all school districts must submit bus fleet data to the Texas Education Agency before the end of this school year, which school year 25-26. The data from the 1,200 plus school districts in the state of Texas will be gathered and compiled by TA and presented to the state government by January of 2027. The data will also, that it will be put together by TA, will have calculations of the total amount of financial assistance needed for all school districts to be in compliance. So basically, Senate Bill 546 states that by September 1st of 2029, all school buses must have 3-point safety belts on them. Ed Calchelsa already has a plan in place, met with Dr. Ochoa, and plan is as follows. Ed Calchelsa will be in compliance by 2029 by replacing 3 buses per year. Each bus is approximately $160,000 per bus. Also to replace 2 activity buses and to retrofit 8 buses at approximately $33,000 per bus. retrofitting of buses, basically which means replacing the seats, the current seats that do not have three-point safety belts, and adding those seats on the buses. As of today, EdCalc-ELSA's ISD's report is ready. Once we have the guidance from TA in how we're going to submit the data, EdCalc-ELSA is ready. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Are these going to be, these three-point retractors, are they ALR retractors, or are they just standard three-point retractors?
Just standard three-point safety belts, shoulder belts.
Just wondering, is it 2 per seat or 3 per seat? Belts, how many per seat?
There's 3 per seat.
Any other questions?
That's it.
Thank you so much, appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Next item is presentation on school board governance services.
Good evening, board. Good evening, superintendent. Don't have a slide deck for you, especially because we just got done with a little mini workshop with some of the newer board members. I think that considering that I walk in and I see that you already have the tagline on the wall, and hearing and understanding that you all have done some work around this, really it's just more of being able to hone in and fine tune a little bit more on some of the key pieces, such as community engagement and outreach. That's really part of the framework that I strongly believe is a non-negotiable for the board. Some of the questions that I typically ask boards that have gone through this work, it's what are your goals? Do you know what those are? There are districts nearby you who they've memorized their goals and they know the progress towards the goals. And so one of the examples I said is that one of the districts nearby, the board members have their goals on the back of their business cards. And the questions that I would ask the board is why would that be important? And conversations we had earlier today was that it is important that you, as the representatives of the owners of your school system, would have an opportunity to lead the work. The idea is that your superintendent, in the analogy of the football, is that she's your head coach and you're the owners. And so at any time, you as the owners would ideally know where you're at on progress to your goals, regardless of who the head coach is. Now, that's not to say that we should be replacing them repeatedly, right? Because the average, I think we talked about earlier, is 2.5 right now is the average. That is detrimental to children. The research is very, very clear on when there's role confusion, when board members don't understand their roles completely, they may unintentionally lean into the superintendent's role and vice versa. And so having clarity on what that is really opens up that avenue. The biggest one is, I'm known for saying that a board that lacks focus will find things to focus on. And sometimes those aren't the healthiest things to do. In your case, because you have been doing the professional development and you have been doing the work, I think that just to elevate a little bit more on the community engagement outreach, you owning your goals, and the biggest one along those lines, monitoring progress to the goals. And so as I shared with the board members earlier, when halftime of the school year is over, which would be like coming out of the holidays, my hope would be that you would be really anxious and excited about reviewing how your children are doing in your school system. And so if you know what your literacy rate is and you know what's working and in what direction you're moving as an entire team, that's what a team of 8 really could be doing. And when you're doing that, kids are going to win. You're going to win the game, meaning that we absolutely want to put academics on the forefront. I saw your agenda. I see what you're spending time on. Those we call golden minutes. And so the other part that I think I'd like to propose to you is that you would all get an opportunity to learn how to code your board meetings. So as soon as y'all started at 6:31, in my head, I'm already starting to clock. What is this board spending its time on? And if you spent 50% of your time monitoring student achievement, guess what's likely to happen? It's likely to go up. Because what you measure is what gets done. What you choose to spend your time on will become the priority. And the final piece is, this is from your 2-day workshop, it's called parallel processing. That as you do as a board, you give permission for everyone else in your school system and your community to do the same. When you are unapologetically focused on improving academic achievement, you want every one of your children to be as close, if not meeting or exceeding literacy, mathematics. The line that I shared earlier as well, people will say not everybody's going to go to college. I got it. What I would say is that you want to be able to say, but every kid will be college ready. Because you know that if they go to a military or a trade school, they will be that much better prepared, and they're going to exceed and they're going to do great things. The change, as it says there, it says starting with me, 100%. You as the board, as the representatives of the true owners of your school system, which this group said earlier, it's your community, your taxpayers. You are elected to represent them. And so those of you that conduct yourselves like the owner of the school system, my goodness. Just like the research says that it only takes one board member to create dysfunction within a team, I would also argue that it only takes one board member in the right mindset to change the trajectory for an entire community. Questions, thoughts, wonderings that you may have from board for me? I think the group found out earlier I'm a pretty straight shooter, so. No me agüito.
Any questions? Thank you so much.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
you're welcome.
Next item on our agenda is presentation of delinquent tax collection report for the period of July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, presented by Linebarger, Goggin, Blair, and Sampson.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ibarra, Dr. Ochoa, members of the board. Michael Gano, I'm standing in for my colleague, Kelly Salazar. The bad news is, yes, I'm here to talk about delinquent taxes. The good news, I'm not asking for anything. I'm actually here to bring some good news. So I'm here to give the annual report for the taxes that we collected for July 1st, 2024 through June of 2025. So it always takes a couple of months because we need to finalize the numbers with the county tax office. And I believe you have our report in your packet. I'm going to be very brief. I'm not going to go through all the details. I just want y'all to know that the most important part of what we do is work with your taxpayers, especially your resident homestead taxpayers. Even though we're a law firm and we have the tool available to sue people for not paying their taxes and for closing their properties, that's actually the last thing we want to do. So if you look at the first page, you'll see everything that we do in regards to that effort. We call your taxpayers. We actually visit them at their houses. We send them, notices to the mail, all just aimed at trying to get them to come into our office and work out a payment agreement. So we've been very successful with that. And if you look at page number 3, Kelly did something different this year, and she gave you a breakdown of your top 25 accounts. A lot of board members always want to know, those that are the most delinquent in this area, what are they comprised of? And you'll see that about half of them, 13 of them, actually have tax deferrals. These are your residents who are over 65. They live in their home, they have a homestead exemption, and they've elected to defer paying their taxes. So that tax bill gets pretty high, and once they pass, then whatever heirs take over the house, they have 180 days to pay that before we initiate our litigation process. So there's a breakdown of that. On the very bottom of page 3, you'll see our efforts for your tax sales and resales. This is what I actually personally handle for the firm, and I'm very proud to show that we only sold one property this past year. And again, that's because this is not really what we focus on. Mr. Ibarra is very familiar with our foreclosure process through the city. What we do foreclose on are empty properties and abandoned properties, and really in an effort to help the cities, clean up the communities. So you'll see that most of our sales usually result in the taxes being paid. And then on the last page, you'll see we always benchmark to the prior year. And I'm really proud to report that this past year we collected about $32,000 more than we did the prior year. It's always very important for your business office. Obviously, they look at what came in last year, make sure that we're going to collect that this year. There is a caveat here, and I want to direct your attention to the middle area of both these bar charts. Well, I didn't realize we had it on screen. There you go. So last year we had $55,000 in what we call refunds. This is not money that we're giving back because we weren't supposed to have collected it. And then this year you'll see there was a noticeable difference up to $168,000. This is as a result of the homestead exemption having increased from $40,000 to $100,000. Now it's going to increase even more this coming year. So it was a good thing for all these communities, right, to lower their tax burden. But what happened is now a lot of people that didn't have homestead exemptions heard about all the fanfare with this increased exemption. They went and filed their homestead exemption. And so if they didn't have the exemption but they were entitled to it, the appraisal district goes back 2 years and grants them that exemption. So what happens is they have to be refunded the difference for the prior 2 years' payments that they made. So the bad news is, and so Paul Villarreal at the current tax office cannot pull that money from the current collections, and that's very important to keep that collection rate high for funding purposes. So what he does is he pulls the money from the delinquent tax collections to issue those refunds. So your business office may say, hey, wait a minute, we didn't get $635,000 from y'all, we got a little bit less. Yes, it's because of the refunds that was paid out, but we nonetheless collected that, and we obviously get paid for it. The good thing is the state actually reimburses you for the $168,000, but you just got to wait till further down the year. But your business office should be, reconciling that, and the state is doing a good job of making the districts whole. It's just kind of a, you get the money a little bit, even though we already collected it, we have to pay the taxpayers, then we get it back from the state. So things are going well here in the district, and in looking at all these numbers, I'm really impressed. Kelly, my colleague, really handles this account primarily. I'm really impressed that this year she filed probably about 25% less lawsuits than last year. And I want you all to think about that. Anytime that we file less lawsuits but collect more money, that means there's more of an effort to bring your taxpayers in, sit with them, talk to them, and reach a payment agreement, so we don't have to make them incur those additional court fees and all that other good stuff, or bad stuff. So things are going well here in the district, and I'll be happy to answer any questions y'all have.
Question? Thank you, Mr. Khan.
Thank you, Mr. Ibarra.
Next item, our superintendent's report, DEISD enrollment and attendance report, and MAP data.
Thank you. So part of the superintendent's report is going to be an update that last week we did experience a payroll issue that affected about 12 employees whose direct deposits did not process as expected. To ensure no one was left without their pay, our team immediately issued paper checks the same day to the affected employees. The matter has been resolved properly, and the employees that did participate in that error have been written up, and added procedures have been put in place to ensure that this doesn't happen. Another thing that I wanted to report is that as we were going through this process, we did find some errors in the years of service that obviously impact teacher retirement system. We have worked diligently in trying to resolve that. However, we have encountered files that are missing, and the team is diligently working on going to the record retention rooms and working to find those files.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So as we move to the attendance, I don't know if you can, yeah, thank you. So it was important that I report to you, we are in the 5th week, but this was 4th week as of Friday. The enrollment and our ADA for the 4th week of school with a comparison from last year. If you look at the bottom of the first row where it has all our district campuses, in 24-25, on the 20th day last year, we were at 4,265 students enrolled. We are currently at 4,144 students. If you look at the other section for the attendance, last year at this same time, we were at 94.27% attendance, and this year we are at 94.07%. The district goal at this point is 95% overall district goal to meet our ADA, and we are at a negative 0.93. The one thing that is different this year from the previous reports that have been given is that the ADA, which is very important, is being reported. So if you look at this time last year, the ADA was at 3,812.90. This year, we're currently at 3,684.10, and our budgeted ADA is 3,706. When we look at, the next slide please, when we look at the difference of those 121 students, I did create a bar graph to show that where we had the tracking of the data. So we currently have 18 students at our CCC program. We have, the students that left, we have 46 students that left to IDEA, 27 that left to Weslaco, 8 to Mercedes, 5 to Monte Alto, 5 to Edinburgh, 6 to South Texas, 5 to Donna, and 1 left to Mexico. So if we go back to the slide for the ADA, the one thing that I asked the principals is to please present a very quick, brief overview of what are going to be the initiatives, because if students are not in school, students are not learning, and they're not going to meet their learning goals, their individual learning goals that have already been discussed with every student that is currently enrolled. So we can start with our elementary campuses.
Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Choa. I'm Ms. Villarreal. I'm the principal at LBJ Elementary, and with me are the elementary principals for the other campuses. And so one of the things that we do is we collaborate a lot and we share a lot of ideas. So if the kids are not in the classrooms, they're not learning. So that is one of our focuses every single day. So we do things daily by like doing shout outs through the intercom, recognizing classrooms that have like 100% attendance. We post this information on our Class JoJo accounts. We put it out in social media. We put it in our staff bulletins, our staff newsletters and our parent newsletters. We have bulletin boards that are charting our attendance, so that just to see that attendance is important and is something that we look at daily. And so these are kids, and the kids need to be incentivized. They need to be the ones to tell the parents, make sure I'm at school, take me to school, we're doing this, we're doing that. And so one of the things that we've done in the past is that we used to recognize the students who had perfect attendance throughout the whole 6 weeks. And we've discovered that a 6 weeks period is too long, because we can have a child who's been there almost every single day, and then they wake up sick one day. And so then they've missed out on the incentive. Or for some reason or another, their parent couldn't get them to school, and it's not their fault, and yet they weren't being recognized or being part of the incentive. So what we've done is we've created shorter periods of recognizing or incentivizing or challenging. We call them attendance challenge for the students. So for instance, I'm just going to go over several that we put in place last year and some that we have in place this year. And that, you know, the ones from last year, especially for my campus, and we share these ideas, have worked quite a bit. So we'll mark out like a 2-week period, and we'll say whoever's been here for those 2-week periods can have nachos. So we advertise it, we send it out to the parents, and so forth. We've had, during Christmas, we had daily raffles. So we put it out there, put it out for the parents. It's something that the kids look forward to. Sometimes we say, we need to make sure, Mondays and Fridays are the toughest, so we'll come up with something like, on Monday, everybody who's here is gonna get something. So we've done stuff where we'll give them like Smensels. Those are something kids always want, pencils that have a scent. Charms, we've had perfect attendance charms, and these, like, sometimes we'll say, like, on this Friday, everybody's here is gonna get this charm or this Smensel. I know that this year we're looking more at doing our healthy snacks, but we'll figure things out. We had like a cotton candy day, or, you know, where they had something, but we're working on that. Raspas, something that worked really well. I remember this event at my school was lunch with the principal. So I remember some of the older kids were thinking, why would I want to sit and have lunch with the principal? But when they came in, they were really excited because we had like a whole bunch of nice treats for them. And I had lunch with all the kids who had perfect attendance for that week. And so giving them that extra attention, taking them out of the cafeteria and eating elsewhere with them is something that they look forward to. Another thing that we do also is like just classroom challenges. So like, we'll give everybody in a classroom for that one day. Towards the end of last year, in March, going through like May, we said any classroom that accumulates 15 days of perfect attendance will have lunch at Peter Piper. So we worked at doing that. We took almost every classroom but 2 to Peter Piper. Didn't take too much time out of instruction. It was during their lunchtime. Put them on the bus, took them to Peter Piper, they had lunch, and came back. So we're just trying to be innovative and different with how we challenge our kids because if it's the same thing, if it's a piece of paper, a certificate, they're not going to work for it as much. It's got to be something that we can put on their hands, something that we get excited about, and something that they will get excited for. So this year we had popsicles, thank you for popping in, and we had popsicles for them after 2 weeks. We currently have every 2 weeks, if they'll earn like a jacket buck, so they get to purchase something from the cafeteria healthy snacks with that jacket buck. Another thing that was also a big hit was giving a football ticket to the student and an adult. We had quite a bit of those given out, and we understand that the turnout was pretty good. So we've had to like kind of move away from like every 6 weeks to like doing shorter things, sometimes like just on that one day, especially when we anticipate that attendance is low, like on Labor Day. That's a day that we all have to come, and they have to come to school, so we make sure that we give them something for being here that day. And in addition to that, we still recognize them during our awards ceremonies, our scholars assemblies, and give them a certificate for being present, at least for the whole 6 weeks. And then again, at the end of the year, we try to continue to recognize them, especially if they've been there all year and they haven't had any absences, because they're children, they get sick often, and they still show up to school. So, those are some of the incentives, challenges that we put into play because we need our kids at school. So, any questions?
Thank you for being innovative. And I was at the football game with a lot of kids that went with their free football ticket, and they even announced them a couple times to stand up and get the round of applause for not missing any days. And the kids loved it. And thank you so much for everything.
A lot of the ones who normally wouldn't have gone were there. And of course, a lot of this, we have to raise the money to be able to do this. These trips to Peter Piper, they're quite pricey. And so we're having to become a little bit more innovative also with making sure that we're selling healthy items, to the kids and stuff like that. But we don't want that to be something that keeps us from doing these kind of things for the kids. We can say you get an extra recess or you get this or that, but they like things like this. And they take money to school to buy stuff, so.
Good job.
Good job.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. JRG? Ms. Layton?
Good evening, Board President, Board members. I'm Mrs. Layton, Principal at JRG. We do the same as elementary. Ours are a little smaller, so they get sicker more. If it's cold, it's raining, parents want to keep them at home. So sometimes we do call, make sure to have them bring the students. So we also have weekly incentives. We do the Smart Snack. We do a lot of social media posts. We have bi-weekly incentives. We also do the jacket bucks. We just started that, so thank you so much. We do the cafeteria snacks, so they get excited because after their lunch, the cafeteria manager passes them a snack if they were here for the 2 weeks. They also started the free football ticket, so a lot of the students were super excited. I went to the football game and they saw, other friends, so super excited about the football game. We also do the 6 weeks incentives. We have campus incentives. We do celebrations. Our students love slime. Our parents hate slime. But we try to get them like a smock so they don't get dirty, because once it's on them, it's hard to take off. We do have bulletin recognitions as you're walking into the school. We do, again, social media shout outs. We do it by pre-K3, by pre-K4, and then we do a whole campus percentage. So we're trying to get that 98%. Tuesday was our highest. We were at 95%. Of course, first day of school, we're at 100. Thank you. We do end of year incentives. We do the trophies, medals, certificates. We make sure that, all our parents come to make sure, they look at these students coming to school every single day. And I've always said that if a child comes to school every single day, they get those A/B honor rolls, as they keep getting older, because they don't miss out on any instruction. As far as enrollment, we are -3 compared to last year, and we are getting one more student tomorrow, so we'll be at 427 tomorrow.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Nope.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we please have in collaboration, high school and Duan, please?
Good evening, Dr. Choa. Good evening, Dr. Choa, Board President, board members. At Duran Middle School, we're going to be doing our raffles and drawings weekly. We'll also be doing bi-weekly incentives, popcorn pickle, if it's within the smart snack, ice cream and other smart snack that pass the test. Also the football tickets and the jacket bucks. The jacket bucks is very popular. We're also going to be doing our 6 weeks, social media recognition, certificates, again, drawings, and our end of year incentives, again, will be the trophies, medals, and certificates.
There isn't like semi-smart snacks? They're saying I don't think they like the smart ones.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Monica Cass. I'm principal at Cachosa High School. We have a merchandise store. It's called Buzz Shop, and actually this was something that one of our attendance clerks has been asking every year we could do this. She's wanting to put up a store, and when I told her, okay, you get your chance to put up your Buzz Shop. So we're giving out the Buzz Bucks, and these you get to purchase at a Buzz Shop, school merchandise. She said something like Labubu toys or whatever those ugly little animals are. She wants to add those on there, baseball cards, things like that. Of course, we want our kids to come in. We want them to be in attendance, right? But then we also want them to be engaged. So one of the things that we had thought of was the recognition dinner with administration, and this would involve all parents. And this would include our most improved. So we wanted to be equitable also, so we wanted someone that had the most improved attendance, perfect attendance, of course, and making an effort. So as equitable as we could be with that. And we're really excited about that one. And so the first one would be something that's daily. Our recognition dinner, we were thinking of every 3 weeks. And then raffles and drawings. We thought about an innovation hour, because how do you engage kids that are, older, and what could we do to engage them? So one of the things was innovation hour, and there during lunch they could have 15 minutes where they would work on Kahoots and answer questions. Of course, we would throw in there some star questions, but also include trivia. So that was what our innovation hour would be, and they would also get some time to play games and things like that. We wanted an attendance hall of fame, a bulletin board where they could put up their pictures, because of course they love selfies. So we would take them for them, and we would put them up on the attendance hall of fame. Themed celebrations, like maybe an ice cream social, hot cocoa on the cold days. We also, last year we had a canvas painting. Kids really liked that. They painted. One of our teachers told them step by step how to draw, and they did a really good job. So classroom perfect attendance, those would be monthly themed ideas like Own October, Every Day Counts, No Skip November. So these are the things that we're excited about and hoping that our kids like the incentives that we are offering them.
Thank you so
Questions,
much.
anyone?
I don't have any. I do want to say that
Oh, go
I
ahead.
do appreciate the honesty, Dr. Sandy, the way you presented the information, and then the principals coming up with their innovative ideas. And I do agree 6 weeks is a long time. Cutting it down to daily, I think it matters, and I think it's going to be impactful. So good job.
Thank you. So I do want to add one thing, that as last week, before we passed out the jacket bucks, we did have 1,591 at the 3-week mark with perfect attendance. So it can happen, it will happen. One thing that our amazing team forgot that was my ask is that every campus at the very front, by the cafeteria and by every classroom, they have the thermometer for the attendance, because if you don't see it, you're not going to work to achieve it. And that goes for students, for everyone. So those visuals. We've also, I've asked them to also have class competitions, so that it's not going to just be individual incentives, but as actually classroom incentives by grade. So I'm excited because we're starting that this week, actually. So we're going to go out to the community, ask for some sponsorships, look for some money so that we can do some really good prizes for them. So thank you all, thank you everyone.
Dr. Chan, could we put the chart back up of the absenteeism, per campus? I have a question.
Somebody forget a decimal now?
Here.
And I thought I was off.
I want to see if the number's skewed, because on the one, we're saying that this year we're at 809, correct? Last year was 836, but last year we had 6th grade campus separated.
Oh, we combined them, I'm so sorry.
Okay, so there was a combination
We
last year.
combined
Okay,
them,
got it.
yes, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to make sure that the number wasn't skewed.
Yeah, no, we combined.
All right, thank you. That's one more question.
And I am going to be very candid. If we don't sustain where we're at right now, and we don't get either really, if we can get some of the students back, that's what we're working on right now. A shout out to our truancy officers, community aides. The last 2 weeks, they've really been out on the ground, making those home visits, not the phone calls, the home visits. Another thing that we've just added is that 8:30 is the time to let central office know who our students are that are absent. And we've got 3 different modalities that parents can get a direct automated message. So what I'm telling our community aides and truancy officers is, like, you don't need to be calling. You've got the automated system. You need to be out there checking to see what's going on and getting them in there. And the 8:31 is very deliberate, because we want to make sure we get them in by the time we take attendance for ADA purposes, and that's when the core content instruction begins. So that's something that's new this year that we just started this week.
As a parent, Doc, I could attest to those somewhat annoying text messages and emails and everything else that comes along with it.
They're gonna get worse.
Because they come in, fast and furious. And
Yeah, they're gonna get a little worse, because we're making sure that we put them out there.
Have to
So
call.
thank you so much. Oh, what I was gonna say is, if we don't sustain, we're looking at a financial drop of 793,000 plus. So attendance matters.
Good job, ladies. Good job, too.
Oh, for sure. Thank you.
I'd like to recognize Jackie, board member from West Side 573. I didn't see you there. What do you got going on?
What do you got going on?
It's better not. Oh. The map.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Ochoa. This evening I bring to you our House Bill 3 MAP data. This is our beginning of the year math and reading data. Our students that are in kinder through third grade took this assessment the third week of school, September 8th. And this is the data that is tied to our Lone Star Governance House Bill 3 goals that were previously adopted. So these are the ones that we currently have in place. Just a little reminder here, our progress key. So if we have data that is showing that is greater than negative 11%, that is did not meet the goal. If we have data that is showing that is negative 6% to negative 10%, that reflects that some progress is being made. Data that is negative 5% to positive 5% reflects that progress was met. And of course, anything greater than that positive 6% means that the progress was exceeded. And again, just a friendly reminder, this is the beginning of the school year, and with the goal, the way the goal was set up and is measured is at the end of the school year, 2026, this would be June. So starting first with our first graders, this is district-wide data. When our students took the beginning of the year, 36% of our students scored in reading at the meets or exceeded growth. And our goal is that by the end of the school year, by June, when they take the end of the year assessment, that our students be at 55%. So we are currently negative 19% from meeting the goal. We do have our principals here that can speak if you have any questions in regards to the GLOWs and GROWs that are currently in place at the campus. So because it is early, we have not gotten started with the after-school tutorials. That, for example, is a GROW, something that we're going to start doing this fall semester to already start working with the students that are historically showing that need additional support. Moving on to our second grade, we have 17% of our students district-wide that scored at the meets or exceeds grade level, and our goal is that by the end of the school year, by June, when the students take the end of the year assessment, that we have 25% of our students scoring at the meet or the exceeds. Moving on to our third graders, and for this exam, for end of the year, this is where we are measuring the students that score at the meets or exceed based on our STAR data. So for beginning of the year, we are using MAP. We have 22% of our students that scored at the meet or exceeds, and our goal is that when our students take the STAR test, that we have 36% of our students scoring at the meets or above grade level, which means that they scored at the meets or the masters. That's our reading data. Any questions on our reading data? Okay, so moving on to our math. Again, our kinder students scored at 50% of them, district-wide scoring at the meets or above their projected growth, and our goal is that by the end of the school year, when they take that end of the year MAP test, that we have 66% of our students scoring at meet or exceeds. This is the first time that our kindergarten students take the MAP test. In pre-K, they take a different test. They take Circle. Moving on to our first graders, the beginning of the year data reflects that our students scored at 35% of them, scoring at the meets or exceeds. End of the year goal is 59%. We're currently showing that we are negative 24% away from meeting that goal. Second grade, our students scored at 11% of them scoring at the meets or exceeds, and our goal is that at the end of the school year, when they take that end of the year assessment, that we have 26% of them scoring at the meets or exceeds. Then, of course, our third graders that take that STAR test at the end of the school year, our MAP data for beginning of the year reflects that we have 20% of our students scoring at the meets or exceeds. At the end of the year, our goal is 30% scoring at meets or master's level. We're currently 10% below the goal. As we are progressing through day-to-day instruction, of course, making sure that our students are in the classrooms learning, our principals are monitoring instruction. Our teachers are receiving ongoing professional development with the Blue Bonnet curriculum. We have ongoing progress monitoring. Our superintendent, Dr. Ochoa, has been very direct ensuring that we have all assessments on DBAT to ensure that we're monitoring the data more consistently than we have in the past.
How many assessments are we going to be taking a year? Or how many assessments are we going to be giving a year?
For MAP or for
MAP.
other assessments?
No,
MAP
for
MAP is three assessments,
Right.
beginning of year, middle of year, and then end of year.
So I'm assuming, or I'm expecting that we get another report after six? Okay, perfect, okay.
Additionally, you're also going to get, because, well, we won't get into the map issue.
Right, yeah.
But the one thing that is being done this year is that Blue Bonnet does have key assessments. For most of the grades, for the ones that it does not, we are going to be, where we have aligned. So for this week, for example, if you are not getting assessed with the Blue Bonnet star formatted test, they have been created for those other subjects. And they, not only are they formatted, but they're the same amount of questions, because what we're doing is working on building students' endurance. So at the October meeting, you're going to be getting the outcome of the 6 weeks, or the 5th week's example, this one is 5 weeks, exams, and those results, because that is more closely aligned with where we're at with STAR.
Right, well, and that's what that's kind of what I was alluding to. I mean, because these numbers are preliminary. I mean, they're right at the beginning of the year, coming off of summer. There's still a lot of what I call brain fog coming off of summer. So, okay, that's all I have. I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Oh.
You waited one more second.
Could have waited just a little bit longer.
I guess my question would be is that every year, this is the topic, this is the subject, we always have a lot of discussion. Going forward, like you mentioned, you're going to have pre-test presentations. The next presentation, I want to just make sure that we're always up to date as to what the actual at this time. You know, I think sometimes we throw that, well, at the end of the year, no, you should know every way possible what we're at and where we're at. And it's okay to tell us, hey guys, right now we don't see the light, we're struggling, we're putting a plan together. Every year with the previous superintendents, we've always had that discussion where, hey, this is your data, you're giving it to us, make it as accurate as possible. Tell us, hey, there's no reason to worry, or there's a fire in the house and we got to fix it right now.
Right. And Mr. Torres, if I may, that's why it's going to be critical that we report out the 6 weeks, or in this case, 5th week's assessment that unfortunately is happening this week, so I couldn't give you that data now, but that will be presented. So every 6 weeks, you're going to be getting that type of data, and that's when we're really going to know whether or not the house is on fire.
Good deal.
I have a question. On your data that you have, like, did you all compare like the third graders at the beginning of the year when they were second grade and see if there was an increase or not?
We did. Also, what we did is we looked very closely at our end of the year, especially our third graders that took the STAR test. We looked at our goal. For example, our students last year, when they took third grade STAR, the goal at the end of the school year, our House Bill 3 goal was that we have 25% of our students scoring at the meets or masters in STAR, and we actually had 26%. So we exceeded the growth by we exceeded the goal by 1%. In reading, the goal was that we have 31% of our students scoring at the meets and masters in STAR. And with the reading, we had 24% of our students scoring at the meets and masters. So we were -7%. So in looking also at the cohorts, when it comes to our House Bill 3 goals, we're not measuring the same group of students because they move on to the next grade. But looking at the data, the way you're asking, Dr. Ochoa, that's actually comparing the same group of students as to how they're progressing. I don't have that data here, but that's something I can bring to you. Something that I did notice is that our second grade students, although it's a different cohort, are scoring lower are scoring low as last year's cohort of second grade students scored. So, that tells us as administrators, and then in working with our teachers, what's going on with our first grade curriculum when they're testing in second, because we're seeing that the students are not scoring anywhere near they should be based on what the data is telling us. Second graders that moved on to third grade, when we're looking again at how they scored based on the previous year, we do see the improvement. And I can bring you that data in a different meeting.
I can speak to that. I don't have all the numbers memorized, but I can tell you that from third grade on to EOC, we did have the regressions, and we had them with individual students. The things that were looked at were, for example, how did students do? What was their attendance like? What was their discipline like? What were their scores like? How did it compare from STAR score to MAP score? And the commonalities obviously were some of the attendance, the discipline, but it became very clear with patterns that one of the big indicators was a curricular issue, because it was across campuses, across grades. Now, keep in mind that this is going to be our first year with Bluebonnet, supposed to be STAR aligned, and so we're closely monitoring that. I can get you those numbers, but I can tell you with complete confidence, you'll owe me a dinner if I'm wrong, but I'm not, that it was definitely tied into curriculum alignment, scope and sequence, and of course, it was very obvious the patterns with our attendance.
Well, Doc, I was going to ask, on top of that, and I'm sorry I said that was all I had, right, but I didn't. What's the cohort right now that started off at kinder on the math, on the new math curriculum? What are they, third grade now?
Yes.
They're third now, right? The ones that started off that math curriculum? So we should see that cohort do well, I'm hoping, because, I mean, at least that's the, right? Right? Yes? Okay, all right. I was just wondering what cohort that was so that I could keep an eye out for that.
And I will say this, the assessments in the Bluebonnet curriculum are STAR aligned.
Perfect.
Which means if you look at the questions on the STAR release that TEA has put out, they're very similar with the format and the wording.
And for the record, it is our first year with Bluebonnet.
Yes, yeah. And if you recall, Dr. Ochoa, last month when the STAR was, you saw a lot of red and you saw the red across, and that was the indication right there. As we studied it further, it was curriculum.
Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
We will now move on to consent agenda. All items under consent agenda will be acted upon in one motion unless a trustee requests to have a specific item removed for separate discussion and action. Are there any items the trustee would like to pull from consent?
I'm requesting some, yes.
What number?
A1,
Okay.
looking at the superintendent's contract, the motion seconded, we have an incorrect name there. Can we correct before we approve?
What is the correct name? Do you know the order of the motion?
It says motion was seconded by trustee Norma Vasquez. So we need
Or was
clarification.
the actually?
No.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes.
I have one. I want to pull B6, approval to increase the facility rental agreement fees for 2025-2026 school year. I just, what?
We don't take action.
I just want to know if where the comparison came for the pricing, and if it's aligned with other districts and what they're charging.
And if the baseball and softball fields are going to
Are
be
included.
included in there.
You want to approve the rest of it and then ask the question?
No, I think.
Oh, no.
Good evening, Board President, Mr. Ibarra, Superintendent, Dr. Ochoa. On the facilities rental agreement, what we are encountering are when we have someone come and rent our facilities, we are not including the custodial costs or the security costs. So we are recommending to put an average amount for the custodian at about $15 an hour for an average of 5 hours, at about $75 for that custodian, and for security, also a 5-hour average at $20, for a total of $175 for both. And so we're adding that to the current cost of the actual facility. And so we want to increase it by that amount, by the $175.
So the increase is for the custodial and for security?
Yes, sir. And then also we have the Fine Arts Auditorium with Mr. Canales, if you want to share that. He also has recommended his rental cost.
Yes, so the information that I got from was actually similar school districts that have the same size. So I called, I called all the boarding schools, I called Harlingen. So the price is actually, they charge more. Their price usually runs $1,500 per day, and we're just charging $650. And the reason being is that, again, we want to keep it open for the community. We don't want to scare the community off by charging them $1,500. So we're keeping it, reasonable.
So the new
but
price is $600 right now?
Correct, yeah. Mhm.
And that includes the custodial and security? Or that's
No,
additional?
that's additional, just so that way we can pay for the lights and the replacing of the lights and all of that stuff that goes along with it as well.
$775 total.
Yeah.
Still better than, what was it, 12? 15.
Yeah.
All right, that's all, I just wanted to find out how you came to that.
John?
Yes.
Did you include the softball and the baseball field?
Are the softball and baseball fields included? Are we gonna include this, and the football field?
The football field is there, but the softball and baseball field need to be included also because we have our nets and everything that everybody's using. We don't know if they're gonna be taking care of them.
I want to make a comment on that. I think we need to really go back and evaluate the football field, baseball field. Those are, I don't want to say the word sacred, but those are goals for people to reach, these children, and renting them out for tournaments and stuff like that adds a lot of wear and tear to those facilities. I mean,
Those are future jackets.
the future jackets, but that should be, it's like the future, you don't give them a gold helmet the first day they go out on the field, they earn it. And I think playing in the stadium is a goal for everybody. I'm just saying, I'm not knocking it down, I'm just saying, let's look at that.
I think a communal goal should be for like the school district and the two municipalities to come together and build a facility to cater to the younger kids.
Yeah. Yeah. And that couch, I think it's a great idea.
They got plenty of land. Right there by Reyes Street in the back.
Reyes Street in the back.
Ms. Peña, you had another?
Yes, B3, please, Ms. Garza. Yes.
What is the question?
For the record, what is our budget? What is our number?
Our overall budget for the year?
Yes. Is it 56,186,197? Are we looking at the amended budget?
The original budget that's in here, the amended budget has not been updated with the new HB2
So
salaries.
we don't have
We
a number?
do, but this report hasn't been updated yet.
Okay, so what is the original budget that we're working with?
The one that I presented at the last time when I presented the budget amendment, it went up 3.6 million for revenues as well as 3.6 in addition to expenditures.
So what's the total revenues? I'm just wanting to.
The total
make sense of what
revenues
I'm
will
looking at.
go up about, I believe, 59 million, .7.
Okay, and in the bottom of the sheet, I'm looking at a deficit, the negative 2.9 million. Is that accurate?
Well, this will change also.
Pending
The
what?
revenues will also go up by the 3.6 million. So we're going to be slightly over about 62.1 million, something to that effect.
Are we currently operating in a deficit?
The budget is still in a deficit, yes.
Okay, so how are we communicating this to the public?
This is communicated every month, ma'am. You receive this financial report every month.
How does the public get access to this?
An open records request. And they can, and also we have it posted on our website under our budget
I'm glad that you're bringing
section.
that up because as a parent today, I went into our website to see if I can easily access that, and it was very difficult for me to navigate and find budget information. I went to neighboring district websites and they had a really neat and obvious tab there that says financial transparency, and I think that we could do a little bit better with that because there was no tab for me.
It should be under the required legal postings.
Well, I was able to find it by going to the search button, but for a parent, you know, it needs to be a little bit more accessible, and if we could work on that, as far as having a button, a tab similar to all the other things, you press on a tab to see who the board is, press on a tab to see who the principals are. I would like to press on a tab to see what the budget is.
Absolutely, ma'am. We can do that for you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
One more. Just with D1, I don't know if we were gonna approve any waivers for professional staff, Ms. Olivares.
We don't have any. I asked HR and I was told we have none.
None? Okay.
That was, as I had mentioned to you in your previous question, that was placed there as per Region 1 in the event that we had to. If we run into any issues where we have any increases in our enrollment and our class size increases, then at that point, we want to have it readily available so that we can put a waiver. If for whatever reason, we have to move a teacher and we have to ask for them to take an extra exam only so that they can get further certification, it does not require a waiver.
Thank you.
If there's no further discussion, I'd like to make a motion to approve all consent agenda items as presented.
I second.
We're going to have to pull E3, approve a resolution certifying compliance with, or legal, we don't need it.
Yes, so Mr. Board President, members of the board, and Dr. Ochoa, we just got word today from TEA that they're going to use their discretion and allow districts to turn this in starting in 2026. So,
Do I need to amend my motion or no?
yes, please.
I'd like to amend my motion by removing item E1 and approving all other consent agenda items as presented.
E3, no?
For the record, it's E3.
E3?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry, E3.
There's a motion made by Mr. Lozano,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Torres. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Discussion and action items. Discussion and action to consider an order authorizing the defeasance and redemption of a portion of the district's outstanding tax bonds and approving all other instruments and procedures related thereto.
Before you is the order authorizing the defeasance and the purpose of the defeasance resolution to authorize early retirement of outstanding bond obligations to the defacement of sufficient funds in the escrow account. This is so that we can pay our debts a little earlier, and that way we can also maintain our tax rate. And so the resolution calls for approval from the board, and so this will help us continue with the tax return.
There are no questions. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion made by Mr. Torres, seconded by Mr. Lozano. All those in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Item B, discussion and action to adopt the no new revenue tax rate and voter approval tax rate resolution for tax year 2025 for EEISD.
Before you is the adopt the no new revenue tax rate and voter tax rates resolution. And this will also outline the actual tax rate which will be adopted, which is 0.78920 for annual and 0.3433 for interest and for a total tax rate of 1.985.
So moved.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Here, give this to Nano.
I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of tax rate of $1.1325, which is effective a 0.05% increase in the tax rate.
So Ms. Garza, is the tax rate the same as last year? So Mr. Torres, Trustee Torres, that language is required by statute, and the basis why it says an increase is because the property values have gone up. It's not because our tax rate has gone up, but the statute makes us read it that way.
There's a motion made by Mr. Torres, seconded by Mr. Lozano. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All against, motion carries. Discussion and action to approve disaster pennies resolution for 2025-2026.
Before you is the disaster planning resolution, and this allows us to increase our minimum tax rate by 0.0317. In addition to it's totally including the 1.15, and so therefore, in order for us to be able to use those disaster payments.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Lozano, seconded by...
I have a question about this. Who was our CFO during Hurricane Beryl?
Hurricane who?
Are we on, which item are we on?
We're
Is it for
on
the
item
pennies?
8B.
Yes, pennies. 8C.
Okay.
8C.
There's
Oh,
an
8C.
attachment that I have questions about. Is this for the pennies?
Yes.
I was looking at an affidavit that was provided as a supporting document. And because this matter is in reference to Hurricane Beryl, right? Okay, so who was our CFO during Hurricane Beryl? Because the affidavit states that you are CFO during this. It's an affidavit, attachment 4.
Clarification, what is the hurricane that you're referring to?
Beryl?
It says Beryl.
Oh, yeah, that happened last year. Yeah, so state law allows for school districts, whenever there's a disaster, a declared disaster, and when the governor requests for federal assistance in the county, for a district to take advantage of this, to use these extra pennies that we don't have to help us with any damage that we may have. But part of that process is including an affidavit, and I'll make sure before we submit that to TEA that we revise it to show that Ms. Garza was not the CFO at the time, but she's the CFO now.
Right.
And that she could state about the damages, and we're using the pennies to address those.
Yes, we just need to be clear with what we're stating, especially because it is an affidavit. When it says I was employed at Calchasa School District on or after July 5th, 2024, we need to be accurate and correct that discrepancy.
All right, I'll take care of it.
There's a motion made by Mr. Lozano, seconded by Mr. Torres. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, motion carries. Item 8D, discussion and possible action to adopt EEISD tax rate for 2025-2026 school year.
This is the actual agenda item for the approval of the tax rate, and the tax rate will remain the same as the previous year of 1.1.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion made by Mr. Torres, seconded by Ms. Vasquez. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, motion carries. Next item is 8E, discussion and action to award RFP 2026-005 to the Safety and Security Film Installation Services for the Safety and Security Film Installation Services district-wide.
The board approved for us to be, for the district to be able to go out for RFPs. We received 4 bids that came in. We evaluated them as a committee, and we're making a recommendation to award ProTech AV for the service.
And this film is gonna be suffice, I mean, this is gonna be, I know we've been down this road, so is this correct film?
Different company?
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion made by Mr. Lozano, seconded by Dr. Ochoa. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, motion carries. Item 8F, discussion and possible action on school board governance services.
I believe that's C.
Yeah, I know that Cinto. Just chilling right there. Are you gonna say something, Cinto? I don't know. Oh, here we go. That's it. That's all we get.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion made by Mr. Lozano, seconded by Ms. Vasquez. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, motion carries. Not sure we just voted on, but okay. Next item is discussion and possible action on South Texas School Board Association services. That was a presentation by Mr. Torres, and Mr.
And you have Mr. Cortez and Ms. Jackie Sustaita here as well, if there's any other questions.
Brought them all out.
Well, I just have one question, and that's it. But what's the cost for our district? Because I know they said it was like different for every district. What are we?
It's based on your student enrollment at 77 cents.
Per student? Okay. Okay.
So approximately about $3,500.
Más o menos.
Is that one time yearly or is that,
It's an annual due term.
okay, annual?
I apologize, I don't have the exact number, but it was under 3,000.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to make the motion.
I second.
There's a motion made by Mr. Torres, seconded by Mr. Lozano. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Do we take a picture with Jackie and Ruben, or? We don't want to do this.
They're here.
Since Torres couldn't land it earlier.
Let me just jump into executive real quick. We will now convene into executive session pursuant to Texas Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. The board will meet in closed session under the following provisions, and it's 551-074 personnel matters, 551-071 for consultation with legal. It is 7:58 and we're in executive. Is 8:22, the board will now move, I'm sorry, the board will now, is it open? My bad. We're somewhere.
You're somewhere, bro. We're here.
Action items 551-074, discussion and action regarding personnel considering appointment, employment, resignation, retirement, evaluation, reassignment duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee.
I'd like to make a motion to approve as discussed in executive session.
Second.
There's a motion made by Mr. Lozano, seconded by Mr. Torres. All's in favor?
Aye.
All's against? Motion carries. There is no discussion on legal?
No, sir.
All right, need a motion to
So
adjourn.
moved.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Lozano, seconded by Mr. Torres. All in favor? Aye. All's against? Motion carries.